Thanks for listening in. Today we're talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's first episode, New World Order. Um, but before we get into that, I want to talk about, y'all may have noticed that I'm not talking about Outlander. Like I said in the last episode, I think, I'm going to start doing the Falcon on, Mondays, and then Men in Kilts on Wednesdays, and then, Outlander I'm going to continue to do on Fridays. Another thing you may have noticed is it is not Monday. Me and my husband, we had a date day, so yeah, that's why I didn't get this episode out yesterday. A few things I want to discuss. Since this is being a mini series, so it's not gonna. I think it's only gonna last for 9 episodes. After it gets done, I might take a poll in the group for Cobra Kai, WandaVision, or The Mandalorian. But that's kind of getting ahead of ourselves. We got to start discussing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I have the synopsis right here. It says Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, learns of a rising threat while juggling challenges at home in Louisiana. Bucky Barnes desperately tries to reintegrate into society but struggles with nightmares, revealing terrifying actions as Winter Soldier that may not be nightmares at all. Okay, so this episode, it starts out with Sam Wilson, and he's getting ready to go speak to the American people. And he picks up the shield that's laying there on the bed, and because I'm gonna assume that this is happening right after the events of Endgame. You can hear the voiceover telling him that he should take the shield, and he says, I think he says something like it's not his to take, or it doesn't feel right. And so it goes to black, and then it shows the title of the show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then it goes straight to a big plane flying through the air. And so this whole action sequence, this was awesome. This whole action sequence was really cool to watch. He's having to save a soldier, I think, or anyways, he's on some kind of a mission, and he has to get this guy before the enemies go on the other, before he crosses enemy line. And so this whole action sequence, he's flying through there, and I just loved the part where I think the bad guy goes, he's not gonna cross, enemy borders or whatever like that. And then next thing you see, he's sitting in the plane, or in the helicopter, I think it was. And I thought that was a neat scene. The whole action sequence here, it makes you feel like you're watching. It doesn't feel like we're watching a TV show. It feels like we're actually watching another Marvel movie. So the action in this show was just great. Them flying through the cliffs and all of that, and him trying to rescue that soldier. So anyway, I hope with the budget and all that they can continue to do that. I'm pretty sure with this being a mini series too, and with it being part of Disney Plus, and Marvel, they're gonna have the budget to keep this going. But anyway, he rescues the soldier, and he lands there. So the next scene we see, him and that little soldier guy, they're in Tunisia. I think that's how you say it. And they're sitting there at the table, and this old couple comes and thanks him the husband thanks him for bringing back his wife, because they recognize him as an Avenger. And so anyway, and then the little guy that's with him starts talking to him about the LAF crew, and how this crew didn't like the world before the blip got erased, and so he starts to talk to him about all that, and then of course Sam tells him to keep him posted, to let him know if anything goes wrong with all of that. And then the little guy asks him about Steve Rogers and where did he go and stuff, because people maybe don't know what happened to Captain America. And first of all, I don't know if I've said this. I know I haven't said this before, but if y'all aren't caught up with the Avengers movies, if you haven't watched Endgames, this is probably not, because I'm going to be talking about spoilers to Endgames. Of course, we know that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers at the end of Endgames, they died. But anyway, in this show, there's a lot of people that are theorizing what might have happened to Steve Rogers, and Falcon, of course, or Sam, he tells him, that none of it's true, not to believe, because there's a theory that he took him to the moon, and but anyway, but then when he's leaving, he tells him, that he's gonna go do moon stuff, of course, but like we saw at the beginning of this episode, what he was, he's getting ready to go and honor Steve Rogers, and give his shield to the people, to the put it in a museum or something. I was a little disappointed when he gave that shield away, because Steve gave that shield to Sam and wanted him to take up the Captain America mantle, but I guess Sam doesn't feel worthy of it, so yeah. So the next scene we see is him actually giving the shield to, the museum or whatever he's giving it to, and he goes and he talks with Don Cheadle's character. His name is escaping me now. I'm sure I'll look that up and bring it up in the next episode. But he's talking with him, and he, of course, he asks him, why didn't you take up the shield? Because Captain America, Steve Rogers, told him to take it. And Sam's answer to that is, he says it doesn't feel like his, it feels like someone else's, of course. And but Don Cheadle's character points out that the world needs a hero. The world needs, it's a different time now, and they need people, they need heroes, and so that's, and he walks away, leaving Sam standing there looking at the shield. And then the next scene we see this young boy and his friends walk into this building, and they're and he's saying he needs to go study or do something, and there's these men that are in this building, and they're the guards. This guy comes through, of course it's the Winter Soldier, comes through and starts killing these guards and stuff, and this boy is in the hallway and he sees all this, he witnesses it all, and he's scared, and of course the Winter Soldier walks up to him and shoots him, and we see the next scene we see Bucky Barnes wake up from having that nightmare, and it's not really a nightmare. He's having flashbacks to when he was having to do what he had to do as the Winter Soldier. Then he's in his therapy session with his therapist, and she's talking to him about the nightmares and about things, and they go through this list of things that he needs to do to make amends, and he talks about it, and she starts getting frustrated with him because he's pointing out these things and talking about her 3 rules, that he can't hurt nobody, I think. I can't remember what the rules are, but anyway, he has to, he's trying to do things her way, and make things right from what he did as the Winter Soldier. But anyway, he's going down this alleyway and he's talking to this little